Right, welcome back. I'm at a different angle again because I've got the guitar. I've put the neck back on the guitar and I'm going to show you exactly where I am with it. Just before I do that, I want to just say you will not get a better, and I'm bragging here, you won't get a more level fret job than I can do unless you have it done on a plate machine. I'm going to bring the camera around. Right, I've finished the frets completely, they're all highly polished, I've done the neck, all the neck, everything. Now this is all I'm commissioned to do on this guitar. Completely level the frets, re-crown the whole lot. I've got the neck completely level, all the frets are level, there's no rock, no buzz, there will be no buzz anywhere. I'm also going to throw in a free setup, one of my setups, just to show the shop and the customer how good I am at the job I do. But anyway, without detracting, I'm going to turn the camera around, show you the neck. And there you go. I guarantee you won't get a more level fret job done or a better job. I'm going to bring the camera around and I'm going to show you on the fret rocker and exactly where we are. I mean, the proof, they say, is in the pudding. Well, the pudding regarding the guitar is in the eating, or with the guitar it's in the playing, isn't it? So I'm going to stick a notched straight edge onto the guitar to show that the guitar, the neck is absolutely level, which it is. If you can see any light in that gap there, it is super small amount. So we've got the neck absolutely level. I'm going to go across with a fret rocker. I'm also going to zoom in and show you how we've got these all crowned. So there you go. I could do it all with one hand. You've got no rock anywhere. I guarantee you've got no rock anywhere. These frets are absolutely level all the way along the length. You can test this yourself when you get it back. And there you go. And to show that, what I'll do is, where are we? We go on there, so I will show, there you go. I guarantee you won't see any light between the fret and the straight edge. Absolutely bang on, and we could do it with these last two frets here. And there you go. So the neck is absolutely straight, the frets are absolutely level. Now I'm going to zoom in. I'm going to show you the crown on the top. Oh, I've got no flat areas. And there you go, there's your frets. I think you can see we're all perfectly rounded on the top, perfectly domed. They're scratch free. They just look absolutely brilliant. I mean, we've got a little bit, because I had my hand on there, we've got a little bit of sweat on the tops here, but they're absolutely shining. They're beautiful. Like I say, we've had 4 different grades of sandpaper, and we've had wire wall treatment. So there you go. That is the neck done. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to restring the guitar and I'm going to do a setup on it. And then I'm going to come back and do the final part of this video, and then the guitar is ready to go back to the shop. Right, hello, Monday morning. Back on the case with this Ibanez Gio GRGR121EX. Decent enough guitar, I suppose. Let's have a recap of what we've done. We've straightened the neck. We've levelled the frets. I've also done the action on the, I've done the radius and the action on the bridge saddles. I've got the intonation to do yet. What I'm going to do now is, we have hardly any adjustment at all on the truss rod. So what I've done is this morning I've removed the truss rod adjuster. This is what goes, imagine this is a truss rod. The truss rod sits there against a block. And to alter the truss rod, what we do is we put this on and it screws in. It screws tighten. As it tightens, it bends the truss rod one way or another, where it tightens it. So it straightens the neck out. Now, On this we've got hardly any adjustment left. We've got a couple of turns. So what I do is I tend to remove this adjusting nut, which I have done, and put a washer, there you go, between the adjusting nut and the truss. I've got a spare truss rod over here, so I'll show you how it works. Have I? What have we done with it? Here's your gubbins. That's like a truss rod, and you turn this and it tightens up against the block one way or the other. That's how they work. So what I've done is, between the truss rod and the adjuster, I'm going to place a washer. Now these washers are 1 mil thick, so it's going to give us another 1 millimetre of adjustment, 1 millimetre of adjustment, because it's by tightening this that we bring the relief out and straighten the neck up. Now we're not able to tighten this enough to get it completely out. We are just, but it gives us no more adjustment later. So what we'll do is, if we had a washer in there, it gives us another 1 millimetre of adjustment. Now 1 millimetre of adjustment is about 2 threads. 2 threads is a lot. A quarter of a turn on a truss rod is a lot. I can turn this from getting 1 mil relief in there, I can turn it a quarter of a turn, and I'm going to get rid of half of that, almost all of it. So one turn is a lot. Now what I've done is, these washers don't fit. They're the smallest I could get. They're 8 millimetres outside diameter with 5 millimetre inside diameter. Now with 5 millimetres enough. What I've had to do is, I've had to take this one and file around the edges. So you can see it's not perfectly round. That doesn't matter, it doesn't have to be perfectly round, it has to fit inside the channel there. So what I've done is I've got it to fit, and it does fit, and it's perfect. And there you go, it's going to go on the end of the adjuster there, and we're going to put that back on. So what I've got to do now is, I'm going to try, I'll stick this on the end of, I won't use a screwdriver, because I need to get this over the truss rod. Now the truss rod's a little bit thicker than this, so what I'll do is, I'll put it on there, and I'll stick that in the hole in the slot in the base of the guitar. I'll show you the base of the guitar, show you where it's got to go. It's got to go in that hole. There's a truss rod in there, and what we're going to do is, it's really easy to do, done it many a time. Going to basically stick it in the hole, get that over the truss rod like I have done, and there you go, that washes in. That washes in and it's sat there. So what I've got to do now is, there you go, that washer is all the way in. I don't know if you can see it there. There's not much light at that end of the room. The washer's in there. I'm going to put the truss rod nut back on, and I'm going to tighten it up. When that's done, I'll come back to you and I'll show you the result. Right, here we go. Went really well. It took me a while, it took me about an hour to get the truss rod nut back on, because it just would not drop onto the thread. But I got there eventually by using a trick where I used a thin screwdriver, managed to drop it straight on, get it a quick turn, and it bit straight in. So, guitar's all done. It plays really well. I've done a setup on it. I've just finished. The last thing I did was a radius on the saddles. I've got the action on the high E at the 12th fret to 1.3 millimetres. That's fret to string. And 1.5 millimetres on the low E, which is really, really good. Recommended is 1.7 mil. So the guitar plays great. There's no buzz. It's the tiniest little bit around this area. Now what I could do is I could bring this up to 1.7 and that would go. But the guy wanted a low action. We always allow for a little bit of buzz on the low E anyway. Just, you know, if you have a low action a little bit, you get away with. If you got plugged into an amp, you're not going to hear it. You see? No buzz. To alleviate buzz, you just got to press a little bit harder. So the guitar is set up really well. It's now ready. I've just got to get a little wipe over. It's ready to go back to the shop, and the shop can give it back to its owner. I've done all the work I'm doing. Like I say, let's recap. I've done a complete fret level, an intensive fret level, which I normally charge 75 quid for. With a setup, I'd charge around about £100 for that. I've tightened all the tuners, made sure they're alright. I've done the saddles, radius on the saddles, straightened the neck. All the frets have been obviously levelled and polished. I've given the guitar a wipe over it, so a complete setup. So all in all, quite a lot of work, but you know, this is just to highlight my work to show to the shop. So I'm going to take this back, they're going to be pleased with my work. Hopefully it'll bring me more work in the future. The guitar set up, go back to its owner. For this series on this guitar, the Ibanez Gio GRGR121EX, complete fret level and a setup, it's all done. Until the next project, of which I have many lined up, be good to each other, and I'll talk to you soon.